Hello there, welcome everybody. It's Diorama Don here. This is just an idea for a very small diorama. If you've got a military vehicle to show off, rather than it just sitting alone on a shelf, then this is just 8 inches square, and it just sets the scene a little, I think. So it costs very little to make. And very little time to make it. So I'll just give you a quick look. It's just an old piece of track I had from an old train set, and just set it into a simple diorama. Bit of muddy terrain either side there. Well, before we get into things, please subscribe to the channel. You'll be informed when new videos come along. In the meantime, let's get down to how I made this. So I made the base first. I stuck 3 pieces of 1/2 inch polystyrene together, 8 inches by 8 inches, 12mm and 8 inch. What the hell is 80? 200? Yeah, 200mm square. And then encased it with 1.5 inch cardboard. If you can't get 1.5 inch, then cornflake packet is about 3/4. So if you stick 2 pieces of cornflake cardboard together, that'll make an 1.5 inch thick cardboard, and then a frame all around the edge there. So that's easy enough. I cut a piece of card this slightly bigger than the size of the rail track, and then cut the rail track accordingly. So that will sit in there somehow, like that. Well, this will be first. Then I can chamfer an edge on each side, and that will give it a slight height for the stones then when they fit on there. The rest of it will be a mudded area, and then a little bit of a building that was on the edge there. So that's all it is. So the star of the show obviously is your model tank, or whatever the subject of your diorama is. In my case, as usual, it's my Sherman tank, and that will just sit something like that. So instead of the tank just sitting on a shelf looking lovely, it'll sit in its proper surroundings, as it would have done when it was being used, and look a little more appropriate, and still not take that much room. That's the idea. Okay, so I'll stick my rail down, make a bit of a building of this. So I'll just stress the polystyrene there to make the bricked area, and then a grout covering over the cardboard to make it look like the remnants of a building. Okay, I'll do that, come back, we'll see. So I stuck the piece of cardboard onto the base, and then stuck the rail on top of that. And then for the terrain, the mudded area, I used black peat. No, he's not a mate of mine. This is P80 from the garden centre. 2 kilogram bag of peat will probably last you a lifetime of diorama making. Just a powdered black peat. Added as much again as PVA glue, and then mix that all together, and then add a little bit of water, a little at a time, until you get a muddy texture, which is what it is, mud. Then that will spread all over the base there. I don't know if you can see that. It gives a very good, I mean, this is rock hard now. So a day later, this is absolutely rock hard. It gives a very good ground texture. It will, when you first put it on, lay absolutely flat, but after an hour or a couple of hours, as it starts to dry, you can tease it up with the brush to give it a more authentic looking surface. It needs a bit more doing to it. Yeah, it's a bit dark. And the rail, oh yeah, the stones, I live by on the coast, so sand is not a problem for me. So sifting some sand through a sifter, I'm left with the bigger stones, which is perfect for I forget what they call it. What do they call that? There's a name for it. I don't know. The stones between the rails, you know. And then gave that a bit of a red oxide spray to give it a more rusty looking feel to it. So there's the rail. For the broken part of the building, I just gave it a coat of white wall filler with a little bit of water added to give it a base, then to put my light coloured grout, or brick coloured grout, sorry. So it gives that kind of look. And then just loads of PVA glue along there, and just sprinkle my bits and pieces of brick, brick coloured brick and grey coloured brick. So we've got a broken wall there. That will sit where? There, like so, and it won't want much more doing to it, but I will do what I need to do and finish it off, and I'll come back and show you. Okay, so I finished off as best I could. Bit of grass, bit of undergrowth, bit of broken brick round there, that's all. Gave it a bit of a white dry brushing just to make it a little bit lighter. It was rather dark, but that's all that's needed, really. So if you've just spent months and months making your model, in this case 5 minutes making a cardboard one, you can just stick it on the shelf for all to see, and that's fine. But just for the sake of a very small 8" by 8" diorama like this, then that sitting there will just, oh, I don't want to run into the building. I think that will just set it off a lot more, a lot better. Much more pleasing to the eye, something to look at. So there we are. If you've got an odd bit of rail track from an old train set, then it's just an idea, that's all. Nothing more to be said, really. So thank you again for watching this video. There will be others in the offing. So please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back in a few days with another video. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and happy modelling.